What's up, everybody? My name is Parasite. Welcome back to Over the Top with Manchester City. Today we have Inter Milan in the Champions League group stage and Chelsea in the Premier League. I decided between playing Chelsea and Arsenal. Arsenal are doing better in the league. Chelsea are down in 11th, only on 13 points. Arsenal are right behind us on 23, but I thought I can see Arsenal later on in the season when it's even more influential on the title race. So we're not going to see Chelsea again, so might as well show Chelsea. So we'll have that game. In terms of since I last saw you, it's gone pretty well. We've only allowed 2 goals in the Premier League, but we did allow 2 goals to Stoke, who are a championship team. But we completely rotated the squad, so that's kind of okay. Our first game after Tottenham was Accrington at Stanley. We completely rotated an entire backup team, and we won 2-0. Probably should have won by more, but we got 2-0 up at halftime and just kind of coasted on, so I'm not too upset with that result. Considering who we had on the pitch, Liam Delap started at striker. He has 1 goal in 2 seasons, so not the best striker. We then played Brighton in the Premier League, beat them 2-0. It was not that comfortable even because they scored an own goal in the 90th minute, so we only scored in the 62nd minute, so we were 0-0 for most of the game. But Kevin De Bruyne also got injured in that game, which sucked because we really need Kevin De Bruyne. He's our most important player. But yeah, we just didn't really play that well. We rotated a little bit still because we had the Young Boys game coming up. But I still put out a pretty strong squad. A strong enough squad to do better than barely eking out a 2-0. We then did play Young Boys in the Champions League group stage. Rotated a little bit. Played some starters. Beat them 3-0. Pretty comfortable victory. Third goal did come in the 92nd minute from John Stones, but an Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain goal and a Tommy Doyle goal. Not your normal goal scorers, but it's cool to see some of these tertiary goal scorers pop up, get goals for us. Especially, we've struggled with goals at parts through last season. Not really this season, but mostly last season. We struggled for goals for a period. We then played West Ham, beat them 2-1. Riyad Mahrez getting injured in this game, but Lukaku scored in the 19th minute, and I'm pretty sure that might be his last goal he scored. So he's not been in the best form. Yeah, he's not scored a goal since, so that's not ideal. But he did score against West Ham. Phil Foden in the 65th minute, made it 2-1, and we just saw the game out. Again, like I said, Riyad Mahrez got injured, but other than that, we played pretty well. Derby County, we just absolutely thrashed them 5-0, even with the rotated squad. Ferran Torres scoring in the 5th minute. Oxlade-Chamberlain again getting a goal in the 7th. Gundogan in the 11th, up 3-0 at the 11th minute. Benito Raman own goal in the stoppage time of the first half, put us 4-0 up at halftime. Then a penalty in the 53rd minute, made it 5, and we just destroyed them. We then had the best result of the season so far, a 3-0 win against Inter Milan, and it was pretty comfortable. If we look at the match stats, they didn't do much. 15 shots, 9 on target to 4-1. They had some pretty good opportunities, apparently, because they had high XG. Oh, because they missed a penalty. That's right. Yeah, they missed a penalty, completely skied it. It went into row Z. So, yeah, they had a decent XG, but that was mostly just because of the penalty. Penalties are 0.77 XG, so they had 0.1 something XG without that penalty. So it was pretty comfortable. The goal scorers being Kevin De Bruyne in the first minute, Bernardo Silva, who's still scoring goals, playing well, and Aymeric Laporte in the 70th minute. We then had our worst result, probably of the season so far. I mean, Liverpool was disappointing, but they're a good team. But to draw 0-0 with Norwich is pretty bad. I played a decently strong squad, too, so I had a little bit of rotation, but it was pretty strong. It should have been strong enough to win. We just didn't do anything going forward. Ferran Torres started up top. He couldn't do anything. It was just a bad overall performance. I think, let's look at the match stats. I don't remember exactly what the match stats were like. I mean, 13 shots, but only 2 on target is just not good enough. Foden, Grealish, and Torres started up top, which should be a good enough trio to score a few goals. Gundogan and Oxlade. I think Kevin De Bruyne came on, and played well in the limited time he got. So, just bad performance all around. We then played Stoke, beat them 4-2. It's a little bit nervy because we scored in the 31st and 36th minute, and I thought we were just going to coast to a victory. Then they scored in the 37th and 56th to draw it 2-2. And I started freaking out, but then Tommy Doyle steps up in the 75th minute, gets a goal, and then again, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain stepping up, getting quite a few goals in this little period. scoring in the 88th minute to put it beyond doubt. That was too close for me really too close for me. I mean, we did start Liam Delap up top again. He did actually get his first goal for the club, but he's just not that good. Playing him against Stoke in a championship team is probably a little bit too much disrespect to Stoke. So I don't know if I'll be doing that again. I think, who's our next round in the EFL Cup? We've got Tottenham, so I definitely won't be playing him against Tottenham. Then against Aston Villa, the last game before we start this episode was a 3-1 victory. Gabriel Barbosa with a brace in the 29th and 90th minute. I'm pretty sure that both were just like tap-ins. And Kevin De Bruyne in the 33rd minute. Grealish did kind of get a little knock in this game as well, which is, he's only out like 1 to 2 days, I think, so he should be fine for this Inter match. He won't start, but let's actually look at the starting lineup. Raheem Sterling will start on the left-hand side. Lukaku up top. Hasn't scored in a while. Has been in pretty bad form, so I need him to step up. Phil Foden has to start on the right wing because Riyad Mahrez is injured. He's out for 3 to 7 weeks. A hip injury. It was a pretty bad one. He's been out like a month already, so that sucked. Nuno Mendes is already also injured. He's out 4 days to 2 weeks, so he wouldn't have started this game. Alaba was going to get the start no matter what, but that's unideal because he's been playing well too. But it's kind of our normal back line. Stones and Laporte are the starting center back pairing this season. Walker at right back. Cancelo is back. He's getting some match sharpness, but he is back and playing, so good to see that. Fernandinho's going to start at defensive midfield. De Bruyne and Silva in the midfield. Foden, Sterling, and Lukaku. So it's a strong squad. It should be strong enough to beat Inter. We did well last time, but now we have to do well away from home. I'm going to say this is a great opportunity to show all the pundits they've been right to back you up. Phil Foden loves it. Give them all the faith. Give Lukaku some faith. He looks inspired and motivated. Hopefully he is inspired to actually score a goal. Given the importance of the upcoming match for the two teams, there's an incredible hunger from the Man City fans to get a positive result. Does the added pressure, given what's at stake, affect you and your preparations at all? Far from it. It's business as usual as far as I'm concerned. But the fact is that managers can often crack under the pressure. You seem to handle it pretty well. Can the same be said of Antonio Conte? I think so, yes. We're both professionals and are used to dealing with pressure like this. Antonio is a very good manager, and I'm sure his side will be well prepared. How important will Kevin De Bruyne be to Man City today? Of course he's very important. He's an outstanding player. One of the best players in the world. Their form has been pretty sketchy. 2 wins, 2 draws, and a loss. Charlison and Mariano starting up top this game. Not the best strike partnership. Not Lukaku. Not other striker they had, whatever his name is. I'm blanking, but you know who I'm talking about. Not as good as that, but still a pretty good partnership. Still, Richarlison's been doing pretty well for them, so we've got to be careful. We can't get too... I'm actually going to go off attacking, go positive. Maybe I should have gone with the defensive, the 4-2-3-1 kind of formation I've got, but this formation's been playing so well, I don't really want to change from it. The other formation's been so-so. So I'm kind of worried, but we'll see what happens in this match. See if we can. If we start playing poorly, I'll switch. I think we can't really switch without taking someone off, though, which is unfortunate, but maybe I could. I don't know. I'd have to play De Bruyne as a deep-lying playmaker at defensive midfield, but I think we could do that if we needed to, because this, so far, has not looked great. We've not had a highlight, and there's a penalty. I think that's on the line. I think that's going to be a penalty. It was weak. Maybe they won't give it because it was so weak, like he just didn't even stumble. He just bumped into him, and he called a penalty. Hopefully they won't give it, but it's usually a penalty. If they go look, and it's on the line, it's probably going to be a pen. It is a penalty. That is so dumb. So dumb. So dumb. They get a penalty in the 31st minute. They're going to score it. Vidal to take it. That's kind of surprising. And keeper goes the wrong way. Vidal puts it in the back of the net, and we're 1-0 down. Great start to the game. Second shot on target. All the XG from the penalty, so very disappointing. And of course, it's our golden boy, Kevin De Bruyne, who gives away the penalty. He's not stepped a foot wrong all season until that point. Vidal just got injured. That's too bad for them, but they've got plenty of good midfielders. I'm going to thrash my arm, say I'm far from pleased. You've been terrible. Lukaku, do something. I'm I'm pretty sure he scored against them last time we played them, so I don't know if he did or not. I thought he scored against them. Maybe I'm wrong. But he needs to score against them here. I'm going to go attacking. I think this formation just does not work away from home. Even if they're playing really well with attack, scoring a buttload of goals with it, they just can't do it away from home. They have no ability to play with this tactic away from home. And it makes no sense. They're so good at home. They're so bad away from home. And there's Lukaku. He gets his goal. It took 75 minutes, but a squared ball from Walker into the feet of Lukaku. Nice throw into Foden. Finds Walker, who just is completely unmarked on the edge of the area. Puts an easy ball across. Lukaku gets away from his marker and puts it in the back of the net. Now we need another. I don't just want to draw. I want to win. We obviously have the advantage being we beat them once already. But if we could beat them twice, we don't even need to play the last couple of matches. We might not have to, actually. We're not be able to play backups for all those games. And I would love to be able to do that. I love being able to rotate for Champions League matches. So hopefully we can do that. Hopefully we can get the winner. What changes do I need to make? Fernandinho's been terrible. Alaba's been terrible. Bring Cancelo on at left back. I'll take Fernandinho off. Bring on Camavinga. For a guy that relishes big matches, Fernandinho really sucks in big matches. Foden's been awful. Sterling's been awful. I might bring on Ferran Torres for Sterling. I might as well make the sub now. Ferran Torres is going to come on. Triple sub. Demand more. De Bruyne with the corner. Looking for Lukaku, but he heads it against the crossbar. So close to the winning goal. Bernardo Silva's been terrible. Dude, we've just been awful in the attack. Lukaku has a decent rating just because he got the one goal, but other than that, we've been absolutely terrible. What are our shots and shots on target? 13 shots, only 4 on target. That is so bad. You can't allow them to score a goal here. Richarlison just runs through our entire defense and puts it into the back of the net. That is the easiest goal I've ever seen. He literally just ran forward and no one tried to do anything. That was what you call incompetence. Very attacking. More direct. Shoot on sight. Don't play out of the defense. Be more expressive. We have 30 seconds. Distribute quickly over the defense. I have to go extremely direct. Hit early crosses. Pass into space. Whip mixed crosses. All the way up. Use tighter marking. Every single button. Hit every single button. I think I've hit every button I can. Don't want to hit any of these. Play narrow. Don't play for set pieces. Confirm. That is annoying. They've had, 3 shots on target? And they scored 2 of them. Awesome. I love they're the most clinical team. Dude, when we played Stoke, they had, 3 shots on target and scored 2 goals. Why are terrible teams so clinical? And why is Ederson the worst keeper the world has ever seen? 3 shots on his goal, and he saved 1 of them. That is what you call incompetence. You are working your butts off tomorrow, especially Ederson. Throw a water bottle. I am furious. You are a garbage can. I don't understand how he's so bad. Do you have anything to say about the amount of stoppage time added, costing your team a result in the process? I'm livid. They've conjured a number out of thin air, and it cost us dearly. Richarlison's late winner must have been a real kick in the teeth. How will that moment affect the team? I'm not going to say we didn't deserve anything. We were the better team. Losing it so late is particularly hard as I don't think our play merited that result. We were the better team. We created more chances. Inter basically did nothing all match, except they had 2 highlights and scored 2 goals. Ederson is one of the worst good keepers I've ever used in this game. He had the clean sheets record last year. Not record, but he had the most clean sheets in the Premier League last year. But every game he wasn't getting a clean sheet, he was being awful. He's either really good, getting a clean sheet, which I think is more the defense than him, because the defenses are doing really well. His XG, he did not save as many shots as he should have. Defense is just saving his butt, because I think he's one of the worst good keepers in this game. Never buy Ederson. If you have the chance, turn it down. He is not worth the money. He might have 16 reflexes, but he can't save a shot to save his life. So bad. Now we have to play Chelsea. Great, I'm looking forward to that. We are back for the Chelsea match, and this is the squad I'm going with. Grealish comes in for Sterling, because Sterling has put in 2 horrible games in a row. 2 straight 6.4s. Foden also put in 2 straight 6.4, so he is dropped for Gabriel Barbosa. Lukaku's going to get another chance. He scored a goal last match. Hopefully he can step up and score another goal this match. Alaba's been absolutely horrific. 6.64 in his last 5. He's had like under a 6.6 in the last 3 matches. 6.5, 6.6, 6.3. Absolute incompetence. For a guy that's supposed to be like the best left back in the world, he's not very good. I'm really kind of regretting the signing at this point because he's just has not been good for us. He was average last season. He's been bad this season. If Nuno Mendes was fit, he would start over him. I would bench him for Nuno Mendes if Nuno Mendes could play. Because Mendes actually played well. Like, Alaba, when's the last time he got above a 6.8? He's been injured for a little bit, but what? August? It's November. Good gosh. I didn't know he had a 7.1 here in against Derby County, but I'm pretty sure everyone got us. I'm pretty sure that's probably the lowest rating in the team still. So we beat them 5-0. He did come off at halftime, but yeah, he's just the last 4 games he's been terrible. Absolutely terrible. He came off in the 45th minute against Inter. Yeah, I don't know. If I had Nuno Mendes, he'd start, but this is the squad we're going with. Ederson, this is pretty much his last chance. If he cannot save a shot this game, like, I gave Zach Steffen a chance last year, and he was terrible. So, maybe I give Muric a chance. I don't know. He was our 3rd goalkeeper this year, just a homegrown at club player. Literally our only homegrown at club player that's over 21. I don't know. I don't know what to do with Ederson. Maybe I'll try to sell him. Maybe I'll try to sell him and bring in, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know who's a good goalkeeper because I need to bring somebody in. Maybe David De Gea. He played well for me in the Manchester United save. Maybe I'll swap him 1-for-1 with David De Gea. I want a good goalkeeper because we kind of need one. But hopefully this tactic will work pretty well. We are at home against Chelsea, so it should work because it's a home game. I'm pretty sure it's not the tactic. I'm pretty sure my team is just a bunch of massive bottlers who just don't have any ability to play when there's hostile fans in the crowd. Like, they just get all their feelings hurt, and they're like, oh no, they're being mean. I don't want to play the football. I don't know. It's just annoying because we're creating chances. They just can't score. That's why Grealish and Barbosa come in. Hopefully they can show me something, but let's get into the game. See if we can show a little bit of competence this one. Man City are unbeaten in 3 matches against Chelsea. How much of an edge does this give your team as kickoff approaches? It's important. It doesn't mean a great deal. Players change, managers change, circumstances change. We'll pay little attention to it. Having the best defense in the Premier League must have you looking forward to another win. I'm proud of that record and the work that's gone into it. We'll continue to work hard to keep getting better. Sorry I skipped the press conference, or not the press conference, the team talk. I was just working on autopilot, just hitting buttons. But we are back. Chelsea have been in decent form. They got a different Pedro up top. Ed Nesri, who they spent like 90-some million for, which I don't know about that. He's okay, but he's not that good. Liverpool have they actually dropped? They finally dropped points. Liverpool have dropped their first points of the season in November. And it's a loss, it looks like. I don't know who they lost to, but who'd they lose to? Because they need to be cherished. Arsenal actually beat them. 3-2. Origi with a brace. Of all players. Literally their first drop points of the season. They did lose in the EFL Cup also to Arsenal. Drew with Porto, but yeah, they've been gone on a ridiculous spree of only winning games. No draws, only wins. Winning them all by like 2 or more goals. Literally only 1 game, I guess 2 games. They only beat Chelsea 1-0. Really, recently they've kind of been a little wobbly. Only 1-0, 5-0 against Norwich. 3-0. 1-0, losing 3-0, 1-0, 0-0. They've really struggled to score goals recently. So hopefully that could mean a larger drop in form than just 1 loss. But we're not doing any better, so I can't really say much. And it looks like Chelsea might have this highlight. Pedro going through to In-Nesyri, who I kind of slagged off earlier. So if he scores against me, that would really suck. Don't foul him. Don't foul him. Yeah, let him make that shot. Don't actually give him a free penalty. Make him actually do something when he's horizontal to the net. No one in the box. Yeah, good luck with that. Here's another highlight in the 13th minute. It's going to be ours, hopefully. Grealish on the ball, passing to Alaba. He started off this season so well, too. Like, his first 3 games were amazing. Like, his second game of the season, he was man of the match. And In-Nesyri scores. Awesome. We give the ball away just far too easily. Pretty much passing it directly to Chelsea. And they just go up and play a through ball. Like, what is that pass? Like, why are you passing to Gabby in the air? And then, who is that? Is that Laporte gets absolutely toasted? And of course, they score their first shot on target. Must want to rage sub. If I had a goalkeeper on the bench, you would be subbed. You would be subbed out of this game if I had a goalkeeper. The worst. He's absolutely the worst. I despise Ederson. I like him in real life. I think he's an amazing keeper in real life. In this game, he's an absolute garbage can. Hopefully this can be our highlight this time. Gundogan's on the ball. Like, Kevin De Bruyne is probably going to come in at halftime if this keeps up. Because we cannot do anything. Bernardo Silva's not been good. Grealish hasn't really done anything. He's not been terrible either, but Alaba continuing to be terrible. I was hoping that would be an own goal, but it looks to be a goal kick. He must have kicked it off my own player. Awful. Completely awful. Throw a water bottle. I'm far from pleased. You're absolute garbage cans. Ederson, you are terrible. Save a single shot. That's all I ask. Save one shot. Please. They've saved a shot, and it was better XG than their shot. We have more XG than they do. With the same amount of shots and the same amount of shots on target, we had more XG. That just shows you how horrific Ederson is. Their shot was worth 0.3 XG, and it went in. Because Ederson can't save anything. Kyle Walker has been our savior this season. Recently, at least. Because everything's going through him. Bernardo Silva gets on the end of it. Puts it in the back of the net. We're back 1-1. From pretty much nowhere. We've been doing nothing for the entire game. Walker just in so much space. Puts a good cross in. There's just a selection of players to choose from in the box. There's 3 different players you could have picked out there that would have put that in the back of the net. Port 1 yellow card away from suspension. Don't care. Gabby's been awful. Grealish is tired. Lukaku's tired and has been awful. Well, not awful. He's done nothing. Gabby's coming off. He has not started the season off well for me. He's not given me any reason to keep playing him. I was hoping he would be better than Gabby Jesus. Obviously, their attributes are similar, but sometimes that doesn't matter. Players just randomly play much better than their attributes are much worse. We play much worse. This team, I finally started to feel like I started liking them again, and then they just keep coming back, giving me reasons to hate them. Is that their second shot on target? Please don't tell me that was their second shot on target. If so, Ederson will never see a pitch for the rest of his life. I will sign him to a lifetime contract and then never let him touch the pitch. Oh, third shot on target. He saved 1. Round of applause for Ederson. He saved a single shot. 2 out of 3 have gone in, but he saved 1 of them, and he just flaps at nothing. Like, what is he doing? Is he trying out to be a ballerina? That's what it looked like. Just doing pirouettes in the goal. Totally awful. Grealish is going to come off. He's done nothing. Ferran Torres is going to come in. Sterling sucks. Let me make this up so I can berate my team. Berate. Extremely direct, shoot on sight, mixed crosses, hit early crosses, narrow, distribute quickly over the defense, go balls to the wall, do something. Lukaku, do something. I paid $100 million for you. Why do you not do anything? Can I throw another water bottle? It won't let me because I threw one at halftime, but I want to throw another water bottle. You don't deserve a rest after that performance. Ederson, He's never seeing the pitch again. I cannot start him. I literally cannot. He's gotten like a 6.3 in 3 straight matches. David Alaba, again, terrible. Storm out. Shut up. I don't care what you have to say. I'm fining him 2 weeks' wages and sending him down to the reserves. Ederson, that is. I might do the same with Alaba. Ederson, discipline. Fine 2 weeks' wages. Ederson, squad, move to under 18s. Get out of my squad. The worst goalkeeper I've ever used. Whoops. Don't want Emma Hodzic in goal. I want Zach Steffen in goal. He's the worst. He's absolutely the worst player. Alaba. Discipline. Fine. 2 weeks' wages. That's his third straight 6.4 or under. 6.5 or under. Oh, 6.6 or under. Whatever. Still, that's not good. 6.5, 6.7, 6.5, 6.6, 6.3, 6.5. Get off my team. Zinchenko, congratulations. You're getting a chance in the first team. Just pure incompetence from so many players. Like Rodri, 6.68. Lukaku, 6.7. You haven't been scoring many recently, and I don't know how much longer I can go before I give someone else a go in the side. Score some goals. I paid $100 million for you, and you scored like crazy for Inter Milan last year. He's got a decent record because he started the season off well, but he scored 1 goal in like the last 3 months. Since September, he scored 2 goals. We're getting close to December. Look at his goal scoring form before. Then he just stopped scoring goals. Completely stopped. Grealish did nothing. Barbosa was terrible. I need Riyad Mahrez. He is one of our only competent players. Maybe I should have just signed, reselling, or should have just sold and rebuilt this team completely. Because Sterling, awful. Foden, awful. Silva, better season this year. Kevin De Bruyne is a god. Grealish, been awful. Barbosa, awful. Rodri, awful. Diaz, not very good. Stones and Laporte. Laporte, other than the goals he scored, he's not really done anything defensively. He's not a good defensive center back. Stones has been okay. Walker's been okay. Zinchenko's been pretty awful, but he's going to get a chance now. Camavinga's not done anything. Ferran Torres has been okay. Grealish, like I said, has been awful. All of my bench players have been pretty awful, except for Nuno Mendes, but who's, of course, injured. I don't know what to do with this team. They're so bad for no reason. If you see Ederson in goal next episode or any future episode, something has gone horribly wrong, and Zach Steffen has proved that he doesn't have hands. Because that's all he needs to do is have hands, and he can be a better goalkeeper than Ederson. So, we'll see. Next episode, we keep losing games. We're going to lose to Arsenal. We're probably going to lose to Lyon. We're going to lose to Tottenham. Going to lose to Manchester United. Probably going to lose to Everton. I guess come back to show you some young boys, which sounds weird, but Lyon's too early. I guess if it comes down to this game, which it probably will, because Inter are going to beat Lyon and young boys. So I'll probably come back for the young boys match and probably maybe Tottenham in the EFL Cup quarterfinal. I'm so frustrated with this team. I thought we had finally turned a corner. Like, other than that Liverpool match, we started the season off so well, playing so well. And then we played Inter and crapped our pants. And then we played Chelsea and crapped our pants. So frustrating. I just hate so many of these players. I never had a problem with them before, but now I have blind fury for this team. I'm never playing Manchester City ever again in Football Manager. This has completely ruined them for me. If you made it this far, why don't you like the video, subscribe, and click the bell. The links to all my socials are also in the description. I really appreciate all your support. Thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time.